Hey, everybody.
Howdy, everyone. How goes it? It's Leo with Member Solutions. I'm here with Villain Support. I've got dinner on the boil, technically.
Promise we aren't boiling.
We're not boiling chicken. It's stew. Have you eaten? What have you eaten? Have you hydrated? Have you taken your meds? I'm gonna go ahead and ask that since I did a breakfast stream earlier. You've been waiting. You've been waiting. See, I promised Troa. I know. And I love that you're here. I kind of forgot the 2 Sundays that you were available. I wasn't. I'm so sorry. We need to get that built. We have to get that built within. Kids go back to school. That might be the best time frame is after they're in school. You want to do it with me?
Do it with you. Fuck you, bro.
Okay. Well, okay. We're gonna have to figure. It's okay. It's not okay for me. I was supposed to have that built before the new year started. Philip, hey, I know what's in the stew. It's beef stew. It's beef, carrots, onions, sautéed onions, sautéed mushrooms, carrots, and potatoes. Nice hearty stew. But the only thing that isn't in it that you would normally find would be corn, and that's mostly because I don't have corn upstairs to put in it, and I would have a child yell at me. He's already gonna find mushrooms in there and be like, mushrooms, and it's sautéed mushrooms. It's the kind that you get. Sorry, I might be able to get not necessarily full vintage that I want amp, but it's still a higher end amp.
Hi, everybody. I'm writing right now, so sorry.
Yeah. It's a Hayachi AMF from Stereo Tuner amplifier, so it would be the first step in me being able to get better speakers down the road, and it's cheap. My day's going good. I spent the last hour outside of like being hurting a little bit right now. I spent the last full hour straight up on my feet nonstop, cooking, cleaning, and doing things, which is usually not great for me. I usually take 5-minute breaks, but I'm doing okay. I was dancing around with music and cooking, so I'm good. What is each of your favorite videos that you have done? That's a hard one to answer, specifically because like it's more like a year-to-year thing. Like every time we make a new video that we really, really like, that becomes our new favorite. I love the Stitch series. I do. And I was actually like, Chris, you notice the Stitch video wasn't doing very well there at first?
Yeah.
I was looking at that and I was like, that's depressing. And then I noticed Facebook just randomly took off. We're over 100,000 views on Facebook now. TikTok is here and there. And then I started getting videos from like October. And apparently everyone's been like not getting the most current videos. And I'm like, well, we can't really count TikTok's views right now. That's lovely. That's understandable. The last few days have been that way too. YouTube, though, I was like, oh, God, this series has been popping on YouTube every single time. And it's not. But to be fair, I screwed up when it was supposed to be posted, and now we're sitting at 47,000 with a bunch of people like, let this be a series. The world needs to know, and a bunch of other stuff. And you have a handful of people who do not like the fact that Stitch is canonically able to wield the hammer, and by the hammer's logic can be Thor according to the comics and everything else. These are the same people who would probably yell that Carol the Captain Marvel should never have been a thing, and it's like that's she's been part of things for a while, because they're calling it a promotional thing, and it's like Disney made an announcement, and I'm not going to mess with these people anymore. There's 5 to 6 people across the platform who are yelling at it. They're getting louder because there's more and more people coming in, but it's like, oh, look at the toxic fandom. Come on in and tell me I'm wrong. Whatever. It's from Disney straight. I don't care.
Not gonna lie, yeah, it was fucking. I know.
Irving, I think it'd be hilarious if Napa started. Oh yeah, Irving mentioned this. A Secret's villain support group acting as a therapist. So there's an actual thing. There's already a thing in the Wreck-It Ralph universe of this.
Yeah.
Napa would be part of that, but also we don't touch that.
I
Right
think I would love to do it. It'd be hilarious. But touching therapy opens doors that we don't want to not
We
be
are
able
not
to come back
equipped to
on.
handle right at this moment.
Yeah.
It's not that we can't do these jokes. Let me make it perfectly clear. There's a certain point where you get large enough as a creator, you have other people join in. And at that point, you can start doing jokes like that. For instance, one of the, not Viva La Dirt League. Oh God, what is the other one? I just totally spaced their name. I usually don't do that.
Warp Zone?
Yeah, thank you. Warp Zone, for the longest time, didn't touch jokes like this as well. And then they got to like the 3 million plus marker and had like 4 other people on their team. And all of a sudden, they started being able to do these jokes really well. There's key in that they had enough like actors and everything else to portray these parts and do jokes without like making full-on fun of the conditions themselves or making fun of the situation. And it's really hard to play that between 2 people who are back and forth in a call center setting. And like without the other actors and stuff like that, it becomes really difficult to do these jokes and have it be situational versus the other thing. Group bros talking, that can still be taken wrong though, too. Not anymore. Warp Zone for the first, then again, they were underneath. You guys got to remember, they were part of that group that was part of the Maker Studios thing, which was a giant studio corporation that had a bunch of different YouTubers in it. That kind of screwed everyone over, and it also set such a bad standard that like no one ever wants to be part of studios like that ever again.
Wasn't that what's his name?
Yes, he was also part of that. He struggled. A lot of them.
Wasn't he the guy who started it?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay.
He joined in on it, but and he
No,
promoted it a lot.
I keep forgetting his name.
E equals 3 Ray Ray William Johnson.
No, the damn it, what the hell was his name?
Ray William Johnson.
I thought the guy that started that was Shay Carl.
I have no idea who Shay Carl is.
You're better off not knowing.
Okay.
My sister used to watch it. He literally released a long form video every single day for years. My sister would watch him every morning. It was like another alternative to Good Mythical Morning, but it was just his day the day before, and he turned into a bad apple.
Good Mythical Morning did a really cool thing where they're not really a studio like Maker Studios is, but they support creators. Now, they were the ones who like pioneered the way of getting these things back. They helped Warp Zone get their stuff back. They helped Ray get their stuff back. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, look, we want to do this thing, but obviously we don't want to do it the same way. So what if we just offer you pay to get some help in these things? And that turned out to be the best option because people still owned all their content. They were not responsible or held up to like, hey, I have to produce this thing. They just be like, here's a fee that I pay you to help me and give me all these additional resources. And it's a very small fee. And then you have a website and you have different resources available to them. Rhett and Link did a really cool thing. And then it snowballed without them. And now it's this big giant thing that a bunch of creators use. I'm acknowledging that, Irving. I'm just not saying it out loud. Pardon me. So Chris is currently writing Dresden. he's the only one that's really able to fully write Dresden and like getting the meat and potatoes of it because he knows the character so well and everything. I have been, when I have time sitting down and reading what I can read, I have not gotten past like page 3 or 4, sadly, of rereading it. Just simply because every time I get time to sit down and read it, something happens or I pass out. Most oftenly, I pass out. What is the current video that you're working on?
I'm working on. So who here knows the Dresden Files? I'm working on the events at Chichen Itza from
The book is already out.
From the book Changes.
Oh no, I think somebody else. I think they had just gotten an early copy. Never mind.
Yeah. So from book 12, I believe, Changes. The only book in the series that doesn't have 2 words with the same number of letters in the title. This is the Battle of Chichen Itza. John is talking to Ariana Ortega, who is the now widow of Duke Ortega, who, when you've heard jokes about Ebenezer McCoy dropping satellites on people, her husband's the guy he dropped the satellite on. And she's there. And so it starts with John talking to her and giving her the idea to do the bloodline curse to get rid of Dresden. Sharing the fact that the guy who runs the Red Court knows the spell. And John says that he's the one that gave it to him. James, unless it's the more recent books, they've been out for 15, 20 years at this point. We can't put a spoiler tag on something that's been available for that long.
So this is a really good question. When you say Raven, do you mean which version of Raven from? Do you mean like Teen Titans? Do you mean Teen Titans Go? Do you mean regular like the show, the comic, the movies, that's a particular, like Dr. Fate hasn't had a movie. Dr. Fate has remained pretty consistent. The character Raven, though, has had like 20 different changes.
Yeah.
So that's, and in each one of those changes, only one thing really stays consistent. They are this dark emo magician person.
Daughter of Trigon.
Yeah. That's the only thing that has stayed consistent.
I would argue I would argue that Dresden is probably roughly equivalent to Raven from the comics. Oh, no. Sorry. Raven from the original Teen Titans cartoon.
That, like, power level wise?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that power scaling, Dresden isn't that powerful in DC then. Raven was able to access power, but only by being controlled by Trigun. Outside of that, she didn't actually have tremendous power. So, which are you saying that that he doesn't have that level?
I would say he's equivalent to her peak, to the max that she can put out. Like in the scene where she was controlled and was like just badass wrecking everything. I would say he's roughly equivalent to that. If we put him up against Constantine from the comics from DC, I don't think he'd win, and I don't think he'd beat Dr. Fate. He wouldn't beat Dr. Fate or Dr. Strange,
and he wouldn't with that level of power. He wouldn't beat Satana either. Though it would be it would be a closer battle with him.
You got to consider also that Dresden's from a universe where the power scaling is generally way lower.
Mm-hmm. So, like, thinking of it like that, Dresden versus Supernatural, Dresden would be as strong as Rowena at that point. Like, Rowena can snap her fingers and make you go if she really wanted to, but it takes a lot out of her to do so. Based on what you're telling me, if he can do the peak of what Raven couldn't hold that peak. So
Right.
can he hold it? That's the difference. Does he have the ability to hold it for like an hour, 5 minutes?
For a while, but he can't just walk around at max output all the time.
Okay, so then
there's huge parts of the books where he's running around fucking exhausted.
Then yeah, he would be basically the same power level as Rowena in Supernatural, which is still a tremendously powerful. She's the most powerful witch in that show. They had to fucking kill her off for a reason.
So later in the series, though, he gets way stronger because he
Spoiler alert for people.
He bonds with an island in Lake Michigan called Demon Reach, which is a prison for the worst of the worst supernatural monsters, creatures, and criminals. And he controls it and can draw on its power. That we're at this point in the series, he has just gained the power of winter, of like winter itself.
Pretty much the same thing with Rowena when they did something very similar in
Yeah.
No,
But
okay.
then-
So that helps out a lot.
He levels up multiple more times later in the series.
The biggest problem, and this isn't poking at Dresden series. This is poking at every series, including ourselves, who go, let's make this powerful character more powerful, more powerful, more powerful. The moment you do, you either A, have to find a way to take that power away, like we did with Stitch. We're taking away part of their power. Or B, you have to give them stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger opponents, which becomes this really, in all honesty, very stupid line of storytelling 90% of the time. Is it fun? Sure. But how often can you make this person more powerful and fight a more powerful thing and still have that suspension of disbelief that this fight can happen wherever it's happening? At a certain point, you're like, okay, this god versus this god, but this god is technically quote unquote a man or a woman or a mortal being. But they have the power of God. It becomes a very stupid line of storytelling. We do it all.
So the answer to this question, in short, Irving, is yes. But it depends on the book, and it's not always at the same time.
Stronger but more brittle. Yeah.
In the Dresden universe, people don't really have there's not like set spells that everyone learns. Magic is more of an expression of will. So like Dresden's fire spell is typically fuego, which is just Spanish for fire. But when he uses that word and exerts his will through his blasting rod or his staff, it helps him to visualize and form his will into fire. He also uses forzare, which is Italian, and that's when he just fires like a wall of force at you or a ball of force at you. So he uses words that remind him of what he's trying to do.
Sounds like the series So You Want to Be a Wizard, but that came up before Dresden, so I don't.
Or like he's got a ring, for example, that he can store up will into and then use it to just like blast people away. But it's like a shotgun, and then he has to sit there and spend time investing will back into it again to reload it. And that can take a long time.
Here's the thing about Vader versus any magic user in general.
Gosh, Josh.
Anybody that can offhand do the same thing that Vader can do from a distance, like harm you from a distance, at that point, if they can do various versions, like Dresden has different access to different spells. Immediately, even if he's not as strong as Vader, he can still very easily win. The Star Wars universe, even though Vader can quote unquote pull a ship out of orbit, he's not seen doing that because it takes a lot out of him. And his suit isn't the only thing that's keeping him alive. It's also him, his force powers keeping him alive. So and since the new movie actively showed like Luke Skywalker astral projecting and then using the Force with an astral projection and then dying from that because no other Force user has ever done that, with the arguments that like, hey, that shouldn't have been a thing, whatever, it still put a limit and showed something very necessary in the Star Wars universe. If you overexert yourself, you will die. It gave a cap limit to Force powers, and that was necessary in that world. I don't care that people don't like it. It did something very necessary. It said, if you reach a certain point, you're going to croak. It grounded those powers and vastly needed that. What if Dresden breaks into Doctor Strange's library? What for? There's a good chance that none of the magic that Doctor Strange has access to in the book, and also the books in Doctor Strange's library aren't necessarily magic. They're just there. A lot of the books are just his personal collection that he likes to read. Like he has like in canonically in the comics, he has like the entire series of Jules Verne, including the alternate universes versions of those books. It's really cool. And it's not something you're going to Google and find. I had to read that in a comic. I thought that was cool. Use Force Power God mode and you become Force Ghost. Yeah. So I feel this is a stretch. But what about doing something Dark Tower series from Stephen King? Dresden wants a signed copy, maybe. Didn't a comic show Vader form outside of a suit? Yeah. Use Force Ghost powers in the last year, Legends. But going back to the Stitch stuff, rewinding our conversation quite a bit. I'm not sure how I should handle this, and I need to ask Chris here, because the way we started this, it was originally going to be part of the series. It was going to be the next arc to the series. This could very well be a standalone, and it would be easier to write it as a standalone than it would be Stitch having all these other things. With the way it's currently written, it could very well be part of the standalone series. But I need to talk to Chris and find out what he thinks. So as soon as he gets back, we'll bring it up, and then I will ask all you guys what you guys think, because it could be part of either one. It could be a 2-part episode, and that's it. It's a standalone. End it. Super quick 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minute skit. Or it could be full on part of the main series that I've been working on for the better part of a year. I don't know. Because where we left off, we have, and how we thought, somebody bought a coffee for me. What? Synopsis bought a coffee. Well, thank you. By the way, if you do direct donations to me or Chris, that's great. One of the best places to donate right now is actually the GoFundMe. YouTube takes like 30% of these donations, which is fine because it's backed and guaranteed that we'll, not have to worry about our balance going in the negative. But the best place to donate right now is actually the GoFundMe. Thoughts on Pirates of Dark Water one-off? I have no idea what that is. That's oh my god, that was such an old wonky ass show. Oh, I remember that. God, that was such a weird ass show. I never got into that.
What was a weird ass show?
Pirates of Dark Water. I had to Google it.
Yeah.
That was such a weird show. You should be able to do a command, go fund me. And it should pull up the link, at least on YouTube. And if not, you can go to the profile or community. But yeah, I'm going to be promoting that. We'll be making an ad to go into the 24-hour stream with quotation marks and ad. They'll go after each of the animations. But I wanted to ask you, Chris, you something. With the way that the current Stitch video is written, it could be part of the main series. It really could. But then we have to meet certain goals in this one, right? It could also be part of the new Stitch Across Time, right? Series where they're each one-off episodes or they're mini-sodes. Given its current reception, I want to wait a day or so and see how it goes. But it would be easier to write it as a one-off episode thing than it would be to try to force it to be part of the other series. Especially with the kickback, even though it's not much of a kickback, with the kickback that it is, it's gonna be hard to be like, oh, he had ascended powers, he's in a new universe, he's in the Marvel universe, he lost his ascended powers, and now he has this. But a lot of people are attributing that. A lot of people are like, oh, well, he has ascended powers. I don't know what to do here. I've got a mixed result. If we do a part 2 to this, it would be easier to write it if it wasn't part of the longer series. If it was part of a standalone, which means he doesn't have his ascended powers. He has whatever powers we want him to have. Alexa, stop.
Dresden beats a lot of people just because of the fact that his presence messes up technology.
To go up there. Well, do you want to keep company?
Chris can do it. He may be bald, but he can do it.
Just because my brain is older than yours doesn't mean I'm stupid, kid.
At least I got hair.
Okay, you guys enjoy the arguing that's about to ensue. I'll be right back. Why is it so silent when I leave?
But take care of your shit.
I have not read the Aragon books. My first exposure to Aragon was the first movie, and I didn't like it that much. Never read the books. I've heard they're a lot better though. Timothy Armstrong. You can get them on Amazon, at Barnes & Noble, at bookstores. You can probably find them at used bookstores, etc. I think that 12 months is number 20, maybe 18. Baxter Atrios, anti-heroes are a good question. Kind of depends on how they're acting at the time. Same question. Whether Deadpool's a hero or a villain depends on what he's doing. I've got to the point now, Andrew, where I respond to the name John. Katina, the first book of what? Of Dresden? There are no movies. Oh, Aragon. Got it. All right. Almost all of mine are on Kindle. Irving, do you mean a minion like one of Drew's minions? That would be chaotic. I mean, that's the problem with trying to turn a book into an 1.5 to 2 hour long movie, especially a book that is well known but not super well known. I mean, Aragon was well known, but it wasn't like international bestseller. Everyone's talking about it. Known. A lot of people know it, but not like some other book series. You put a lot of money into it, and people wanted to go see it, not really knowing what they were getting into. And so I would be inclined to say that it should have been a series. Anytime a book is turned into a movie, it's going to get severely truncated because there's stuff that you can't film, stuff that doesn't translate well to the screen, stuff that you know, they change the plot line half the time and half that stuff anyways. Timothy, that depends on what he's doing at the time. If Frank Castle's protecting somebody, he'd probably call in on the hero side. If he's trashing a bunch of people who might not necessarily be evil, he might call in to John.
That's okay.
Our system intelligently routes the calls based on how they're behaving at the time.
Turn down the heat. We can let it sit for about another 10, 15 minutes, but then we really got to start.
I don't know who John Boogeyman Wicked is.
Either do I.
What the fuck?
Oh, John Wick.
No. He wrote Wicked. Did you mean John Wick here? Oh, John Wick. Okay. Dresden is not in their arena. They are way above Dresden. Amazingly, James, and I agree with you. I hated it, but I also read the books first. But tons of people saw the series first and then found the books and loved the series because it was the thing they saw first.
Set a 15-minute timer.
15 minutes. 30 minutes.
And after that, like, we can't wait anymore. No, we would have had to cook it for like an hour at minimum, and then another hour on high.
I know that Disney's involved with Aragon again. Are they making it into a TV series now, or are they making another movie?
That series is atrociously written, atrocious movies. It's going to be an atrocious TV series unless the author doesn't touch the TV series and lets other people that are, in all honesty, more talented and didn't get there because of their mommy and daddy's money and they owned a publishing company, we'll be fine.
Dresden versus Megatron. How close are they? At distance, Megatron wins. If he can hit him, assuming he can. Close up, Megatron fizzles out and loses. But Dresden's got to, like, get close enough to give him, like, a hug to make that happen.
So the Athens, here's my take on this. I don't care that they're doing it again, but I'm not excited because there has not been a reboot or whatever of Stargate in any shape, form, or way that has succeeded. The games haven't done well. The series haven't done well. The new movies haven't done well.
Atlantis was not even. I didn't like Atlantis.
And you can't even use Atlantis because SG-1 was still on when Atlantis was introduced. And when SG-1 went off the air, Atlantis soon followed. So you can't even use Atlantis. The whole point was they were like trying to inject Atlantis during the series while the series was still on. And then they stopped making SG-1 and then Atlantis died. And they had to bring back characters that were long said to no longer be part of the series in order to try to keep Atlantis going, and it still died. They would have a cup of tea. This is funny to me just on the sheer fact that Dresden and Alfred would probably sit down for tea. Alfred is not a huge, like, Alfred knows how to use technology. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like all the tech. He just knows how to use it. He'd just as soon take a sawed-off shotgun to all the people causing troubles. Yeah, they brought folks from Firefly, but so I don't know what we should do.
Who brought folks from Firefly?
Atlantis as well as Stargate.
Who from Firefly? They brought people over from what's it called? It wasn't Firefly. It was Farscape.
Yeah.
Who the from Firefly?
I know Farscape. Firefly. Who from Jewel's Gate? I don't know who that is.
Just realized. Key me real quick.
Let's go, Kaylee. She played a Wraith child before she took on the role of Dr. Keller.
The doctor from Firefly. So, how about this? To everyone here, what are you guys' viewpoint? Going back to the Stitch, because I want to solve this. My brain won't let it go until like I have a plan of action. How about this? If the YouTube surpasses 75,000 views, which is on average which usually I get 100, 200,000 when it's part of the big series. We'll let it be part of the series. We'll give it what? It's starting to do well. We'll give it the weekend until Monday. Come Monday, if it's still gaining views and traction, we'll sit down and try to make it part of the series. But do you want to help me write it as if it was a one-off?
Sorry, I was reading something. I was going. I'm going into a rabbit hole on the author of Aragon.
Oh, yeah, I went down that rabbit hole when I was really young and found out that his family owns like the publishing company that helped him start it. He had like a bunch of people proofread and make a bunch of changes to his first book, and you can tell because the second book has just got so many errors and issues. And same thing with the third book. And he tried producing outside of that series, and it failed. He is not from the last I looked at it, which has been a couple of years. He has not had success outside of the Aragon series.
So his parents published it through a small company, and then it was picked up by a major publisher afterwards. Yeah, I needed 2 years of edits and rewrites before they published it with their own little publishing company.
Yeah. Yeah, it was self-published through their own small family company and then got picked up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I would still like to point out he got published after it being proofread and edited by a bunch of other people by their own publishing company.
Keep in mind, most authors don't deliver a finished book. They deliver it to their publisher, who then has editors that go over it and will either fix the issues or send it back to the author to say, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't work, rewrite this and stuff. So that's not abnormal.
No, the owning a publishing company enough to produce enough books was not. It's a bit of nepotism. But then was the problem that the kid version me had with it. And then it was just horrible outside of book.
So keep in mind, they then I'm reading this. They then took him around to high schools, hundreds of schools, and libraries and bookstores. Promote it. They did the hard work to get the word out there after they published it.
They had enough funds to realistically make him a success. Is basically what it. Well, and to be fair, I like the first book. Before anyone gets on my case, I like the first book. I could not stand the second. I wanted to like the second book. It just falls apart completely in book 2, and I still went and I was like, okay, even though everything is batshit crazy in book 2 and a bunch of stuff apparently didn't matter from book 1, let's give book 3 a try. About 2 chapters in, I was like, this is even worse than the second one. And I'm just like, that sucks. And I've kept up to date here and there because people bring up Aragon. And I'm like, okay, we know the movie was shit. And back in the day, there was a rumor that he was on set and he was trying to make changes to it. That was apparently not true. At least according to him, it wasn't true. But there's other testimonies out there that kind of flip-flopped about that. So I don't know what is and what isn't. Don't care. Movie was crap.
I hated the movie.
I hated
it. That's why I didn't read the book.
Yeah, and the first book, not bad. Second book, horrible. Third book, worse. And like I said, I don't know if he's had any success as of this point, but a couple years ago, when it got brought up and I looked him up, he still hadn't had success outside of the Aragon series.
I mean, he's speaking on stage at Dragonsteel, which is Brandon Sanderson's convention, so it's got to stand for something.
I mean, the series stood, at least the first book has stood the test of time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. Has he made any other books outside of the Aragon series?
Yeah, he's got
that has succeeded.
Something called the Fractalverse. I don't know what that is. Some sci-fi universe he created. I didn't mean for this to become a shitting on him session.
Neither did I. I liked the first book. I just didn't like any of the others. And that's a very normal consensus. My opinion isn't even radical. It's like most people who like the first book didn't like the ones afterwards.
Okay.
Apparently, the only success he has is within the Aragon universe.
Right.
Like,
reasonable.
When I say success, I mean like books that have taken off for everyone here. It's not like he hasn't made money on these other books. He's made money on these other books, obviously. But the fandom that has attached itself to the Aragon world is so much larger than anything else. Like Brandon Sanderson has several different worlds, and everyone loves all of his books almost equally.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's authors who like, and this is a pretty common trend. The same thing that he's dealing with is a pretty common trend where authors can write this one series or this one world really well, but they struggle with anything else.
Yeah.
That's a pretty common trend. That's nothing outside of it. You thought all three were okay, sort of? Yeah, that's kind of the general consensus. There is a hardcore fan base, and it's large enough to keep him going and keep him popular. There are 5 books now. Oof. I will say this: he's writing when other people aren't. I have no idea. And I think that's just about he just launched his 3rd series too. The Pern novels. We're done talking about the Aragon series and the author. We're done. An author I'm not a big fan of, except for one book of his. I will reread Aragon. I won't ever subject myself to book 2. Yeah. I gotta go get food by myself. Okay. In a couple minutes, I'm gonna be going and getting my stew, and we'll go from there. Huh? Yeah, I'll get you stew. That would require Stitch to become a techno organic or headmaster. I need to write some random stuff. Is what we need to do. We need to film. I'm hoping Chris might be a little bit tired by the time he gets done, though. By the time I get done with eating dinner, he might be too tired to record with me and help me figure out some random shit. Which would suck.
I'm gonna get this recorded.
One of the reasons, I don't want to record something like this entire week is blocked out for Dresden stuff, right?
No, I'm just getting as out as I can. I'm trying to get one out every 3 to 4 days if possible.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not putting out one for every book.
Dresden. The Cinder series, but it looks like What If Dresden Meets the Spectre? The cool thing about the Dresden series and how we've worked with Dresden is the fact that we've made it work so well. I will say that. And I would love to bring Dresden and Constantine back. We're currently struggling with how to kind of do that.
Yeah.
Part of it is we have to go back and watch the old Constantine series and either A, redo the series, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but also it's hard to redo a series that was just done last year.
Right.
So I'm not
Definitely.
really... Another part of the series that did really well was a lot of it was just insult comedy, which always does well. Alexa, off.
Okay. I'm going to mute you and record.
Alexa, timer off. Okay.
I'm going to mute you and record.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Why don't you guys watch him do his thing? I'm going to go get my food. And yours.
What if you could take out Dresden? What if you could take out Dresden without having to fight him? There's a bloodline curse. I mean, you've got Susan Rodriguez, and more importantly, Dresden's kid. Okay, if done properly, the curse should take out anyone living who. What if you could take out? What if you could take out Dresden without having to fight him? There's a bloodline curse. I mean, you got Susan Rodriguez, and more importantly, you have Dresden's kid. If done properly, the curse should take out anyone living who Dresden's blood related to, which means Ebenezer McCoy, too. That's the wizard that dropped the satellite on your late husband. It's a complicated ritual with a sacrifice needed. Now the Red King, he's got the instructions. He's done it before, okay? Look, the White Council values stability far more than they value any individual, and not many of them particularly care for Dresden, okay? He's too unpredictable. I wouldn't worry about that. He'll probably come alone or maybe with a couple ineffective sidekicks. And then we have a time skip. John's phone is ringing. Hey, Ariana, ritual all done? Hey, Ariana, is the ritual all done? Hey, Ariana. Hey, Ariana, is the ritual all done? Who'd he bring? Okay, but then finish the bloodline curse ritual already. Ritual already. Work mouth. Hey, Ariana, ritual all done? Who'd he bring? Oh, okay, go ahead. Finish the ritual already. What's taking so long? The Red King has the instructions. In my defense, I told him to laminate those. What is that sound? What the hell was that? Did you drop your phone? Ariana? Ariana? The Red Court's trying to take out Dresden. The Red Court's trying to take out Dresden. It's not going as planned. The Red Court's trying to take out Dresden, and it's not. The Red Court's trying to take out Dresden, and it's not going as planned. What? Shit. Every video in the Dresden series is going to end with John going, shit. Sorry, everybody. I was recording, and then Levi was Levi's getting stuff. So, all right, I'm back now.
Hot, 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 hot.
He's bitching about it being hot.
It is.
You say that as I'm not holding it like
Yeah, just sit it down before you fucking spill it and cause a mess all over my floor. Goodness, get the keyboard out of the way so I don't make a mess on the keyboard at least.
Oh, James, you guys are keeping silent. I had my computer muted, so I couldn't hear a thing anyways.
We were staying quiet so we didn't get picked up in the background. Got into meter son Todd. I have no idea what's all going on. There's only 2 pieces of celery in here, so you can avoid the celery. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that disappointed face.
Did only 2. I like a celery.
Oh, you wanted more celery?
I like it because it's nice and soft and nice.
Oh, should I have more celery then?
Is that the first child in the history of children that likes celery?
In soup.
I like celery.
Ah.
Yeah, shit.
There's nothing wrong with liking soup. I just know a lot of kids don't like celery.
I don't like plain celery. For reasons.
You ever put peanut butter on it? And
I don't
raisins?
like. 1, I don't like peanut butter and raisins. 2, it's a sensory nightmare to eat celery.
Did you just say peanut butter and raisins?
Yes, you did.
Peanut butter on celery with raisins on it? Dance on a log.
Okay, I'd rather do chocolate chips.
You never had ants on a log?
What?
I mean, they were chocolate chips. Not raisins.
That's turds on a log.
No. I don't like mushrooms.
You like celery? Yeah, this is cooked.
I don't like.
I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter either. I prefer sun butter.
Okay.
Sunflower seeds.
I know what it is.
Okay. That's a waste of peanut butter and raisins. That's funny. I got you soup. Can you get me some water, please?
I got you Diet Coke.
Yeah, and I got you soup. Please get me water.
Yeah. I wish you didn't have much.
What do you think about Nutella? I like Nutella.
I've never had it.
What's the nut so prominently, bro? Nutella.
You don't like? You've never
I've
had?
never had it.
It's hazelnut.
I know. I'm not a big fan of hazelnut.
Oh, okay.
You don't like what?
But it also is got tons of sugar in it, so I bet you it's relatively yummy.
Oh, looks like it's a hazelnut spread.
Very, very good.
There's 2 huge containers of it here at my house.
Oh,
But I've never had it.
Maybe have it. I don't know.
so we have an opportunity to have you try a little bit right now.
No thanks.
Do it.
I don't like hazelnuts.
Oh, that's fair. It doesn't really taste like hazelnut. It just tastes like chocolate.
No, you can taste the hazelnuts. It's
Hardcore player, yes. Have you ever mixed sun butter and chocolate though? An even better combination, in my opinion.
It's not better too salty.
some butter is also very expensive. It's not something we get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is expensive, but I prefer it.
We go through peanut butter in the house way too. Nope.
We have fucking giant of peanut butter that's like halfway gone.
Nope. You gonna go to your spot?
The only nut I have problems with are walnuts. I'm fine with everything else. Pine nuts I react to also. Pine nuts and walnuts I tend to react to, not badly, just like my tongue and gums feel tingly. So it definitely is some sort of allergic reaction, but it's not life threatening. I just avoid them anyways.
And I do not care for almonds either.
I don't like almonds.
Yep. Don't like coconut either.
You know,
Although I have a very violent reaction to coconut, so
and I get my entire dislike.
what I find funny is that you like
Oh. Irving's not seeing his donations on the screen. I don't know how to fix that.
like when this or like because like I can see
I'm
your
just telling
donations.
you this. He's not seeing donations on the screen.
I
That's a
can't
good point.
like
That's a good point. Usually when we get donated to, it used to sit up at the top.
yeah, it's over on Starred now. If you click it on Star,
Uh-huh.
because I have it set so auto star super chats. That way it sets it in a different area and we don't get we don't it doesn't just disappear on us. I don't know on YouTube if it what it does on YouTube, but at least
I guess they're not seeing the notifications. So
What were you saying about coconut?
I think they fade after a while.
What were you saying about coconut?
You and Tobias used to love coconut. Like you used to like I hated it because there was a thing of coconut in the house that I never had to deal with before.
Because I liked raw coconut for a while, but I didn't like coconut in things. I liked the crunchy texture. I don't think I've ever really liked the taste very much.
Yeah.
He still likes coconut.
And I can have some forms of coconut milk, but like
yeah.
it's kind of like
in soups and shit.
it's like playing Russian roulette every time I try to have it. My spouse ordered a drink that had coconut milk in it. And I've had coconut milk before with mixed results. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's really bad. And we were like, we didn't even know coconut milk was in this. I went to taste it and I almost gagged and threw up in the store, like just barely a sip of it. Oh, the ice cream. I specifically asked if there was coconut in that one.
No, it was when we bought from the store. When we looked at it, there was not coconut on the reading or listing or anything. So we're like, "Oh, it's fine. It's not fine."
No.
And I still ate it. I shouldn't like it. So I was like, "Well, shit."
So for everyone here, I'm not allergic. My mother was deathly allergic to coconut. Like deathly. Could not have any of it. I have what's called an aversion to coconut. My body rejects it, but I'm not allergic to it. Like it doesn't cause hives. It just causes me to like try to expel it out of my body. It's a very violent reaction.
It's like me with cooked broccoli. With like most cooked broccoli, where I will literally throw up.
Does your body spasm?
I don't fucking know. I haven't
Well,
had
that's
cooked
what happens
broccoli in
with
like
mine.
I haven't had cooked broccoli in like a year, like 2 years, because I don't force myself to eat it.
Yeah.
And cooked broccoli is pretty easy to avoid. Like I violently the smell of it too. So
I suppose. Yeah, I get the smell of coconut. So I've gotten better
fucking
at controlling, so I don't like James. That was a legitimate thing that had happened. I've gotten better to where like I can hold the everything in when it happens. But yeah,
genetic based.
by the way, who can the Court of Owls recruit to get Dresden? Do you mean from the Batman from DC, the Court of Owls? Or were you
What
talking
was that?
about the Court of Owls?
I don't
When
know
I
what
hear
that
the
is.
Court of Owls, I think DC, the Court of Owls from Batman. Broccoli is spicy hot. You don't like it?
I don't think I don't think broccoli should be spicy hot, but
Yeah. Bananas and onions are hoof.
sucks. Mind you, we're allergic to cinnamon, so
Well, onions are a lot of things.
and again we're allergic to cinnamon and rose. We kind of have it really bad too.
Try and have different flavored teas, and it has rose in it.
Yeah.
We
Babs and Terry both have onion allergies.
Makes life difficult when you have an allergy that
we can't
especially
have
when it's
hibiscus either.
hmm?
We can't have hibiscus, rose, a lot of types of poppy. I think we can't have.
So hibiscus does make me break out a little bit, but not nearly as bad as rose does.
Yeah, rose fucks with us bad. It does
Yeah.
not like us.
But hibiscus is also part of the rose family, so
That's
that's
why
not
we're
really,
having
that's not really surprising.
being allergic to strawberries sucks ass.
Allergic to strawberry. Now we're talking about allergies.
Well,
Did we ever find out about if he was talking about the Court of Owls from? I'm not seeing Irving send another regular. Irving, you can send regular messages. I'm looking for your regular messages. I'm not seeing them. Yes, Court of Owls. Yes. Based on my understanding of Dresden, I don't think Dresden would join the Court of Owls because it's not something that he really wants to be part of. A contract? Getting a job is much different than joining an organization. Like Dresden is part of the White Council, I think is what you said, or something like that. But it's more begrudgingly, if I understand correctly. Chris?
Sorry, what?
Dresden is part of like the White Council or something like that.
But he's not. He's affiliated with it, yeah, but he's not part of it.
But more like begrudgingly, like it's not something he really wants to be part of.
Yeah, I mean, like, so when the series, you've read parts of the first book. Remember, he keeps talking about the guy Morgan, and he's been under the doom of Damocles. And
I've heard Morgan. I don't think I've gotten that far.
So in the first book, there's a dude chasing him around, following him around, who's got a sword, and it's constantly like, "I'm gonna execute you. You're killing people with magic." Because the first rule of magic in his universe is don't kill people with you don't kill people with magic. If you do, it's a violation of the first law, unless it's in self-defense, or it's a monster that's trying to kill people. Like one person's allowed to kill for no reason with magic, and I'm not gonna say who that is. But anyways, so there's Morgan's following him around, and Morgan's a member of the White Council, and Harry has been found guilty of killing with magic, but it was ruled in self-defense. So he's under what's called the Doom of Damocles, which is basically like Randall, he's not anymore, but he was for a long time. And the Doom of Damocles in book 1 is basically being like, you killed with magic. we're not convinced that it wasn't out of malice. And so we're watching you, and you take one step out of line, you're getting cut down. And so that's the situation he's under for a number of the first few books as he's going through this stuff and fighting monsters and people with magic. So it's like he's constantly under threat of execution. He is a member of the White Council because he basically has to be for a long time. But now, later in the series, he's kind of power leveled up to the point where he can not need. It's hard to explain.
He doesn't like being part of the council.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He would not be part of in any shape, form, or way. He would not join the Court of Owls, especially
He's got the opposite. He's got the opposite relationship with the White Council that Anakin Skywalker has with the Jedi Council. Anakin wants to be on the council, wants to be a master, and they put him on the council, but don't give him the rank of master. Dresden wants nothing to do with the White Council, but has no choice but to be involved with them. And later on, he does kind of get an important position, and he fucking hates it. I don't want to be here.
And the Court of Owls is a criminal organization at the end of the day. I don't think Dresden would be part of that.
Also, the mushrooms and acids.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna
It's stealing an apocalypse.
If we ever get Lyme disease, I will actively try to never being able to eat red meat again.
Oh.
I'll crash out.
I've got to be careful when we go to Minnesota. Then
We gotta fucking take it ticks, bro.
the ticks here are like, but the ticks have been traveling, but
We don't really get ticks here unless we go out in like the mountains and shit.
part of that is because we have a lot of animals that eat them.
That too.
Yeah, this is a decent example. The White Council's for wizards, what a bar association is for lawyers. You have to have passed the bar and be part of the bar to practice, or you're supposed to be at least.
That should be a joke in one of the skits.
He's not particularly a fan of any of the organizations he's involved with.
Liverpool. We kind of did that with Borgpool. You okay, Chris? I have no idea what he's doing.
I'm watching what I recorded to see if it's going to work.
Oh, okay. So here's the biggest thing about that. Now that we've introduced that phone to work, the biggest problem is that Dresden has his own resources. So we would have to find a reason to be said resource. We'd have to find the hole that allows us to be in that. That's a flex. Taking a vacation day just so you can read the book when it comes out. That's like when I ordered the Frostpunk 2 and I just took the day to try to play it. I was sadly disappointed, but still. 3 people officially have the number. Outside of that, it's like I'm calling them or they got transferred in somehow to the phone number. So it's not that we can't get a phone call on there. Like number 5 called in, but it was more like he got transferred through, and that's the reason why I was talking to him on that phone. It wasn't that he called that phone number specifically. It's that it can work. It's tied to like calling the past, but it's not something I've explicitly explained. The only thing I've explained is that 3 people have the number. That is the doctor and Dresden for sure, and the third one's kind of up to debate. We were saying Constantine, but Constantine is called into the normal line. There's no reason for him to have that line. The doctor, the reason why the doctor has that is it makes sense because the doctor also has a phone on his TARDIS. So that's just a callback for people like that. Yeah, I don't care, Nico. Go for it.
Hopefully, there's not a minute's worth of.
Just don't use AI is the only thing I request.
To do what?
They're going to go on Hero Forge, and I really don't want a picture of me put into AI to make a 3D model so they can go put it into Hero.
Please don't use our pictures to do 3D models on AI. All right, so now I gotta find. Bet you Naomi could do this.
Never.
So let's get some ideas for you working because you're right. I'm starting to get tired.
Okay. So we're setting Stitch to the side for a couple days. What are some video ideas that are not Dresden? Otherwise, Chris has to write, and that defies the whole purpose of me sitting down and filming and doing things. What are some ideas that you guys want to see as a video? Don't get me wrong, I can pull a list of ideas, but I want to know live what are we going to have.
Good question,
Yeah,
Irving. My youngest wants nothing to do with it. My oldest, maybe.
And this one is actively the computer voice for a lot of our skits. And possibly, as time goes on, and a lot of people are attributing the computer voice and it evolving to be snippy and snappy like a teenager, possibly Samara's voice. I can't fucking say Dormammu. Versus Deadpool.
Dead Mamu.
Dead Mamu.
Dormapool.
How would I do that? Well, we'll start. What is it?
Why was that pointed at?
Talking about you being your voice acting work. Spaceship gets stuck near the Burn Me star, maybe Borg. Alucard meets the. Oh, how would I do that one? Which Alucard? That's a good question.
Castlevania Alucard, Helsing Alucard.
I can't do this one yet. DEK Predator meeting the other Predators? What's DEK Predator?
Deck is the Predator from Predator Badlands.
I can't do that one just because I haven't seen it yet. We had plans to go watch that so we knew what was going on, and now it's too late, huh? I gotta wait for it. Huh?
Didn't happen.
No Time Stone. Mandark versus can't do a Mandark one without contacting voice actors. I could, but like it's more difficult to do that one. I'd have to rewatch His Manners. Are we also talking young Mandark or older Mandark? Because that plays a difference too. We're not touching Shout. Like I did one video of Shout Tucker. Everyone loved it. There's not a need for another one.
Gandalf would call in and be like, I was just insulted at a bar. What do you mean you were insulted? Someone called me a Dumbledore. That would soon become the deck of fewer things.
That would be
It's a one-off joke though. So
yeah, that'd be so hard. Oh god, I don't know about that one. The Gandalf one is back on the light, Chris. That actually sounds good. I don't
back
know
on the light. What does that mean?
I don't know. Gandalf gets mistaken by Dumbledore, or for Dumbledore.
Now here's the thing though. As far as magic goes,
Gandalf is way stronger.
yeah.
Well, which Gandalf? Gandalf the Gray or Gandalf the White?
Or Monty Python and the Holy Grail. No. No. I think.
Oh, hold on.
Because Gandalf the White is a demigod. Gandalf the Gray is too. But Gandalf the White is an unleashed demigod.
Can you type in Gandalf the Gray or Gandalf the White in the Discord for me, as well as your little Gandalf gets mistaken for Dumbledore by Voldemort, and your little joke that you did for me real quick. I don't have my... trying to get set up. I apologize. Thank you. How do I want to introduce that? The question is how to introduce this. And there's no voice acting. I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, you're gonna have to turn around and scoot.
Oh,
I want to do those again too.
That's a fun one. That might be a John call though.
Where did you put that?
In general.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Trocitus, what's up?
Apparently, I'm recording without meaning to. I didn't actually mean to start.
What do you mean bit off more than you can chew? Who did you give a red ring to? Oh.
God damn it. Why can't I move that way? Okay. Now we're... Gandalf, I don't think anybody would take being called Dumbledore an insult. Okay, so Dumbledore is a person you should totally meet, as long as nobody else finds out that I introduced you to them. Well, there's this entire... Don't worry about it. Let's focus on... I don't like that because I'm flip-flopping about things. Two, one. Gandalf, I don't think many people would be... Gandalf, I don't think anybody would consider being called Dumbledore an insult besides you. No, they're not calling you a dumb door. Dumbledore is the name of a professor of wizardry in the Harry Potter universe. I think a scaled down version of your universe, and with I'm being told to stop, and I got distracted. What's up?
Sorry. First line is rambly. You need a stronger first line. I wrote something in the Discord that might work. Gandalf, Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's someone's name. Someone you should definitely meet.
I went that route once, and then I decided not to. Should I have kept it?
I think you should have kept it because it's straight and to the point. And also, Gandalf is not going to know what the Harry Potter universe is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna mute you and go back to it. 3, 2, 1. Gandalf, Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's a name, and definitely somebody you should meet. Possibly at a later time, though. Who's calling you Dumbledore? His name would be Voldemort. I'm surprised. Where are you? A bar? Which bar did you walk? Oh no, I think I know the bar you walked into. I've got a quick question for you, Gandalf. Are you currently Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White? Huh? I was just singing a lyric, but do you mean the Black Knights? Actually, I know which bar you're at. And I do need to know, gray or white? White? Bar's about to be burned to the ground. Again, can you do me a huge favor? Don't call the birds. Just go ahead and send the bill to me. I'll cover it. I do need to do one thing, though. Hey, John! Bar's about to burn. Yeah. I'm gonna unmute myself and have Kiddo turn around because they're getting annoyed.
Is Gandalf gonna burn the bar down?
Yeah, of course he would.
He doesn't use fire spells though. What would he burn it down with?
Gandalf has all kinds of power, and when he's Gandalf, especially when he's Gandalf the White, he has God, what are he does have fire spells, by the way, because remember he does the fireworks and everything. That was when he was Gandalf the Grey.
No, those aren't spells. Those are actual fireworks.
Gandalf. SBE spell. Spells.
Yeah, those are
fire. He has fire and light manipulation. Most commonly seen power used to having him made bewitches, telepathy, telekinesis, blessing, healing, transport. And this is Gandalf the Grey. Word of command, creation of magical items.
Create flint and steel.
Flint and steel. Did I do 45 seconds of just chatting? Yeah, you just told me just chat for 45 seconds because I decided to click on. Sorry, I've got Kiddo down here, so they're also trying to like not get annoyed. Voldemort. Why is Dumbledore yelling, "I shall not pass"? Gandalf uses fire to launch flaming pine cones in The Hobbit. Yeah. Dragon firework was magical. Gandalf used fire to launch. Yeah, so he could totally burn the bar down very easily. The number of times that bar is going to burn, I feel like I could do a little bit better. Let me rewatch that.
Oh. Carnage, far and away, but he would need to have a good host.
Are you currently Gandalf? I need to play the game a little bit longer. What Voldemort do we want to use? On the back of the head of Quirrell, Voldemort full on, Tom Riddle. What do we want to do? A snake-nosed diva is a great insult, but it's not one I want to keep constantly using.
Voldemort doesn't have to be there. It can just be that someone yelled at him across the bar or something.
If the whole game is he got mistaken for Dumbledore, we'd need to expand on that. Having somebody who actually called him and being able to be like, well, who called you that? And then figuring out that it was.
So it doesn't have to be the game. It can be the base reality that Gandalf was called Dumbledore, was mistaken for Dumbledore in a bar. And then the game is working with him to figure out who it was.
Which that again,
Which is kind of like there's no stakes though.
Yeah. Like that's a fun little one-off video, but at the same time, it's kind of pointless. Very, very year one social media-esque type video. It'll get plenty of views. Plenty of people will latch on and have fun at it, but it has no basis for a part 2. It has no basis for a good story.
It's just a joke. It doesn't need to be a part 2. Not everything needs a part 2.
No. I don't have I can't find my win it. I need to get a different shirt. I need to get it. Can you go look and see if my when in doubt cast fireball shirt is clean real quick? It should be hanging up if it is. Still being in the area. I have an idea, and I may have to refilm when I have the merchandise to actually show off. I don't know where my when in doubt cast fireball hat went, but if my shirt's clean, that's all I need. Come here. It'd be with my other stuff. If it's not there, that means it's somewhere in the laundry, either dirty or the clean laundry pile. You don't have to look for it. It's not there. It's not there. I can still record this. It's just a lost opportunity to promote merch if I don't have it on.
Oh.
What? Apparently, he got inspiration based on my inspiration. What do you do? I'll wait. I can wait. I would love to have somebody say that line. We don't have somebody that can do his voice well enough, though.
Oh, I bet you that Popo could do it.
Kiddo, what are you doing? Did you find it? Don't worry about it. If it's not hanging up, I'm not going to worry about it.
Gandalf's voice.
Huh?
Someone asked whose voice. Gandalf's voice.
Popo was just live. I'm sure he has a deep enough voice. My biggest concern, this has been a thing that I've been seeing a lot of, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there have been a healthy amount of people going, oh, why do you keep using it? Like they can hear his normal voice in a lot of his voices that he does, and that's not a bad thing. That happens with a lot of voice actors. The problem becomes like, I don't want people to constantly comment that. That takes away from the work he's doing. What are you mint chocolate chip? I'm trying to do whatever.
There's plenty of voice actors that people recognize in their work. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good.
It can be. We've had more insults on it than positive comments. On TikTok, we get a lot of positive. Outside of TikTok, where he's not known, we've gotten people like putting down his voice acting. And
we had tons of comments on Facebook. People are like, is that Popo Blanco? Go, yep.
That's good to know. That's good to know that that's starting to happen. So I'm guessing that he's got some feel there.
Maybe,
but I've seen a lot of insults on it as well on Facebook. I haven't seen a whole lot of the positives. Yep.
James, so we want to use real people.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. There are plenty of impressionists, voice actors, and everything that are looking for work. It's just a matter of finding the people and going from there. And I don't need I'm trying to do something without voicing, just so that I can get things. Can you turn around, please? Apparently, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Okay. Gandalf, Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's someone's name. Gandalf, Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's someone's name, and definitely somebody you should meet. Probably not right now. I question what bar you're at that you're getting mistaken for Dumbledore, and they're using it as an insult. I'm kind of worried there. Who called you that? Well, of course you don't know who that is. What kind of oopsie did you do? Gandalf? I really need to know, what does the person look like? I nope, I'm dragging it on. Try again, get back into the feel. Gandalf, Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's someone's name, and definitely somebody you should meet, but probably not right now. I am concerned, what bar did you go to that somebody is using the name Dumbledore as an insult? Of course, you wouldn't know who that is, but if everyone's calling it, again, I'm concerned. Who is the main person who did that? Some bald, pale guy doesn't really... without a nose. That's Voldemort. They're getting up. You can use fire magic, right? Okay. When in doubt, cast fireball. I'm sure the pub will be fine. It's been burned down once or thrice. Yeah. Yeah. That was the good ending. That's too short, though. That's a very short skit. Is there a way we can... Oh, shit. That is under a minute.
That's fine. Okay. What? How long is it?
Let's take a look. Dumbledore isn't an insult. It's someone's name.
Hello.
50, about 52.
I can come over there. Caitlin. No,
Okay. Are you Miss Shadow going like this?
Oh, Mr. Doing biscuits.
You must be doing biscuits and you're too busy working.
Biscuits. Were you doing biscuits? This is good for me to do, though. I was like trying to get back into...
How long is it, Levi?
52 seconds.
Yeah,
roughly.
we can put the little animated thing on the end of it and a note about the GoFundMe, and you got it.
Okay. All right.
I actually have to go though. Unfortunately,
No, you're good. I think that's good for now because I'll edit that video and get it out, and at least it gets me going back into making a video. So that was good.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna end the live. I also want to get more soup because I'm hungry. So what if I want to get back to Irving made a bunch of comments that I don't think we read though. So let's, because I think we were both doing things. Voldemort versus Summer. Who would be a better host? Who would better use lantern rings? Jar Jar Binks. Deku needs tech support. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, using text speech back online. Okay, so right here was the last one we read. Then I meant not going to lie. Chris, that actually sounds good. I don't know what that was in regards to. Deco needs tech support for his spoiler. That would be a great one to easy in. Jar Jar Binks become a Sith Lord versus Predators. We've made that kind of joke, but like the Predators versus any Star Wars character is just, we should totally do another one. Who would be better used for rings? Pennywise, Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger, Carnage, Chucky, or Predators. For which ring? The Predators should not get a. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Predators get a ring and
Oh.
they would get themselves hurt.
Hold on.
They're stupid enough that
Chris, real
Yeah.
quick. What lantern ring, if you need to look them up, what lantern ring would the Predators get access to?
I don't know the lantern rings very well.
Okay. Somebody else answer that real quick. I have an idea for a video. I'm going to read the rest of Irving's comments, and I'm going to go to the regular comments. Who'd make a better host for Carnage? There's plenty of people who would make a better host. Voldemort versus Saruman. That was... Gandalf gets jumped by Dementors. Damn, 32 months. Alternate. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. What if he gets into a bar fight initiated by Voldemort, but he summons Dementors? Bad at orange or yellow. Orange ring would be hilarious. But I don't think they're inherently greedy, are they? Would it be like, this is my trophy and now this is my trophy kind of thing?
Would Chucky get orange?
The red ring, not so much. No, Chucky wouldn't get a red ring, orange ring. Yellow would be a good one though. Introducing fear would be a good one. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna do a quick thing, and then it will be up to Chris how he wants to go from there. Turn around for me, kiddo.
I can't eat my fucking ice cream in a goddamn piece.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I do not have you muted, just to let you know. I'm sorry. Did you just say? Okay, how would we describe the? I don't want to use the dreadlocks, but the dreadlocks are a dead giveaway. I'm sorry. That's what you're describing sounds like the Yautja, or what we've known. It sounds like the Predator or a Yautja, but them with a yellow lantern ring doesn't make. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, hold on. I need to put you on hold to verify with my colleague on something. Thank you so much. Hey, Chris, did you know that the Predators got a hold of a yellow lantern ring? I called you Chris.
Yeah, you did.
It needs to be redone eventually anyway, but it's fine.
It's a funny idea. I'm gonna let that sit and I'll marinate on that. I'm gonna see if I can't make it a little bit better at that starting. But that's a totally a good idea that I need to run with later tonight. I'll send it. So I'll try to come up with something a little bit better and send it to you and let you ruminate on it as well. Chris has got to go. I need to go. I want to thank you all for joining us. It's been an awesome time hanging out with you guys and getting kind of back into things. Predators join the Sinestro Corps. If somebody wants to go to the Discord and send out the Predator gets a yellow ring, Sinestro Corps, that kind of stuff, and tag me in it, I'll take a look at it later while I'm eating and hanging out with Kiddo. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember, take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. We wish you peace of mind, serenity of body, spirit, and harmony, among others. Until the winds blow your sails our way again, have an acme day. And remember,
Sorry. Have an acme day is a product of Phil, and having an acme day will retroactively your have an acme day.
Well, that was
that was good. And have an acme day simply means
You
to have
do
the
better.
best. Have an acme day simply means to have the best day you possibly can have. Bye now.